How about Shem, Al Shai, by Shem, Kakodah, Shalom to the 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there, Shalom to you all. I'm going to make this super quick, and I'm going to entitle this video, Esau is the end of the world. Esau can't handle or deal with his downfall. Now, the scriptures speak about the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. Genesis 25:19 on down. Around about the 25th verse, it says that he came out red, all over like a hairy garment. It says in the elder shall serve the younger. The eldest son, the first son of born of Isaac and Rebekah, was named Esau, and the word Esau, and there's scholars that argue with this. Esau, they'll say it means hairy. Like if you go to the blue letter, they'll say it means hairy. No, it does not mean blue letter. Blue letter goes off from time to time, so you got to know when they go off. Esau does not mean hairy. Esau does not mean hairy. It means he's wasted. Aishash wa is compound word. Aishash wa. Aishash is wasted. Wa, the suffix wa in Hebrew is he or him. Him wasted. Wasted him. It does not mean hairy. Look it up. Go to the blue letter. It'll say hairy. That's not the word. The word for hairy or even shaggy is sha'ir. Matter of fact, let me go to it. Bear me for a minute, y'all. Bear me for a minute. Okay, let me slide this over. Okay, we're going to let's go to Genesis 36:8, I believe. Genesis 36. Okay, here we go. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So you got both words that I want, Esau and Seir. We can even look up where Edom. Edom means red. So let's go here. So you got Esau and Seir in the same sentence. Now let's see what okay, this is Esau, and it's Esau. Let me let you hear it.
Strong's H 6215. Esau.
He said the va. There's no V sound in the Hebrew. It's wa. Esau. Now what does it mean? They say it means hairy. Let's go to the root of the word. To do the fashion. They say it, as you can see here, this is a blue letter. Show you that it goes off. They say it means hairy. Esau. Let's come on back. Let's go to Seir, Mount Seir. Totally different word. The word here is Shai Yar. Shayar. Let's hear it. How they pronounce it.
Strong's H 8165. Seir. Seir.
Close, but no cigar. Yar. Let me see. Okay, let me go to the form like. Let's come to the root. Let's go to the root. Okay, the word is hairy, he goat, buck. Right, hairy. It means hairy. Which it does mean hairy. But they say Esau. Let's go back to Esau. Where am I? What the hell happened? Give me a second, y'all. Trying to go back to 36 and 8 again. Esau. Ishor, which is completely different word when you compare side by side with the word Shayar. What do they say? It means hairy. They're going off. So, anyway, let me get into this. What the hell, did I lose that? I'm sorry. It's right here. Okay, so this right here, I'm going to let it play. And this is at the U.S. Open in New York. If I'm not mistaken, I don't keep up with tennis. And this video put up by GMS Babylon is Falling out of merry old England. And the individual, you don't see the whole I cut it down just to get this, as you can see, just to get right here. So this was put up by the up and coming elder, I'll say. You know, he's one of the elders, up and coming elders or elders, because he has a camp in England. You can't see his picture right now, but he came out to New York. Actually came out with three times, if not four. No, actually 4 times. So he fellowship with us, and he goes by the name of Yahweh Hanan, which is Jonathan. So let me just go ahead and play it. Esau can. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hold up. So you got a little mini Hebrew lesson. And also, you now understand that the blue letter goes off. I'll say they're correct, ma'am, 95 to 98% of the time. But this is what I wanted to go into before I show you the video. I'll go back to 20. No. Let's do this. 25. We're analyzing. We're in the analyzing stage of this thing here. I'm sorry, let me go right to the point. Descendant of Ishmael. And by the way, the so-called, the Jays, they are Semitic. Okay, so they can say, oh, you're anti. Yeah, they're Semitic. We're Semitic too. The Chinese and the Japanese are Semitic. The Arabs are Semitic. Most of them Arab nations are Semitic. The Persians are Semitic. The people of Iran are Semitic. People of Iraq are Semitic. They're all Semitic. So you can't take that word to yourself. Oh, you're anti. I'm Semitic. How can I be anti-Semitic if I'm Semitic? Or Shemitic. It's pronounced Shemitic. And they know that. So anyway. So let's start from Isaac's sons. And these are the generations of, or the history of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, which was the daughter of Bethuel is the brother of Abraham. So they were cousins. Okay? Isaac and Rebekah were cousins. First cousins. It says the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian. He wasn't a Syrian. He was a Hebrew that was living in an area known as Syria today. He was living north of Palestine. So he was not a Syrian. When you go to the Table of Nations, Genesis 10, I'm giving you multiple lessons here. Gave you a Hebrew lesson. Now I'm giving you a lesson on how genealogy works. He did not. The Syrians are the sons of Aram, right? Which are Shemitic, but he didn't come from that line. He came from the line of Eber, down the line, a Shemite. So Bethuel was not a Syrian, although they said he was a Syrian. He was not a Syrian. He was a Hebrew that came out of the five sons of Shem. He came out of the line of Aphaxad. Christians don't. A lot of Christians, if you're a scholar, you know. It says Bethuel, the Syrian of Paddan-aram, the sister of Laban. Laban was a cousin of Isaac, the Syrian. Laban was not a Syrian. All right, he was a Hebrew. You know, he was a Hebrew. And the actual Syrians are not Hebrews. They're Shemitic. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. They had sex, and they had sex the first time. So they had multiple times where they had sex, but she wasn't pregnant. Because Most High give you the seed is gonna come through you now. It says, and the children struggled together within her. Now these two children were Esau and Jacob. When you read it, I'm looking to that. When you read the word struggle, that means they were opposed to each other. These were two babies that were. It was a death match. It was a MMA death match. No hold bars. They were trying to kill each other. See, the Most High pulled back the true nature of Jake. If the Most High put the true nature on Jake, they started attacking Edomites. Why you think Edomites like cops shoot Jake? Because it's that spirit of Esau that's in them. It said the children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two different type of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger." And I believe that word in the Hebrew is gazak. "Than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." The elder is Esau. Ultimately, they did service during the time of King David, King Solomon, and they broke the yoke, broke the chain. That's in Genesis 27, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a prophecy coming from Isaac. It said, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why? Because she couldn't sleep. It was rumbling in her stomach. They were trying to kill each other. So let's look up the word struggled. So the word there is ratazah. This is a hard one. Ratazah. Ratazah. Let's hear how they pronounce it.
Strong's H 7533. Ratsats. Ratsats.
That don't even sound right. Ratsats. Ratsats. It's ratazah. Ratsats. So let's look it up. The struggle, the word is to crush, oppress, to crush, get crushed. There was a death match going on in her womb. She was talking to somebody and the belly started shaking. They were trying to kill each other, man. Two opposing spirits. That's why Jay can dance rhythmically and Esau can't dance. You ever see an Edomite that's rhythmic? That's a Jake. To crush in pieces, to grievously oppress. So in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to grievously oppress the Edomites. Or they're going to get a kick in the head every morning. Ain't that a kick in the head? You're going to get a kick in the head. Was that Dean Martin? He said, love is a kick in the head. And he was talking about a woman too. He's Dean Martin, but she is Jake. Anyway, so now we got a little history on Esau and Jacob, and it says the elder shall serve the younger, the one shall be stronger than the other. What did Jimmy the Greek, for you brothers that been on this earth for a long time, and I remember when this happened. Jimmy the Greek was a sports on TV. He has one of the TV shows. He was a sportscaster, and I think it was talking about something having to do with the NFL. I can go all into the story. You know what? Let me have a little fun with this. I'm sorry again. Give me a second, y'all. Jimmy the Greek. Yeah, that's him. And he probably a Jake. Man. And it says Jimmy the Greek refers to Jimmy Greek refers to Jimmy the Greek Snyder, a prominent Las Vegas odds maker and sports commentator who gained fame in the 70s and 80s as a co-host of CBS, the NFL Today. I remember that. He was fired by the network in 1988 after, and I was already in the truth, after making controversial remarks suggesting black people were superior athletes due to breeding practices during slavery. It goes beyond that. The true truth is we the Israelites. So he should have mentioned Esau. He said, well, it goes back to Jacob and Esau. It said, the one people shall be stronger than the other people. After his dismissal, Snyder was largely forgotten. But they said, we don't want to. He was like gone. It's like he might as well have died. Continued to work in gambling and passed away in 1996. And he came out. He basically said, black people, talking to men, because that's when female sports were limited. You didn't have boxing back there. Everything was about men. He's talking about men. So what did he say? What did he say? It said making controversial. Right, controversial. I'll look up that, get the meaning of that word. That means to go back and forth. You say something that's, you're talking about something. You have a group of people talking about something. They all agree that that happened. You say no, that didn't happen. Something else. That's you bringing in controversy, right? Controversial remarks suggesting black people, which are black, so-called black men, which are the Israelites, were superior athletes over white people due to breeding practices during slavery. No, it was the nature, the spirit that was in him, the spirit of an Israelite that was in him. You know what I want to do? I want to see if I can actually get the quote when he says it. Okay, so let me see. Jimmy the Greek gets canceled. This is 1 minute. Okay, Jimmy the Greek comments that got him fired. So let's hear it. This is his historical.
Reporter from
Sorry,
WR.
Let me do this. That's back when they had the newsy guy, the head shaking newsy guy. Okay, let's go to speed. Fair use. Not making any money off of this. So, but let's see if he actually makes a quote. Let me see something. Okay, I think he makes a quote. So you haven't heard this in a long time. Now I don't want to play. He said in a nutshell, the one shall be stronger than the other.
RCTV was asking questions about Martin Luther King's birthday and the progress blacks have made in society. There, CBS sports commentator Jimmy the Greek Snyder gave his impressions of blacks in coaching in the National Football League. His answers could raise as much controversy as the statements by former Dodgers executive Al Campanis last April on ABC's Nightline news program.
Yeah, pretty soon they're going to have to equalize it for the blacks, for the Greeks, the Jews, and for everybody. I mean, let's make it equal for everybody, you know.
And is it equal, or what about in sports?
Well, they've got everything. If they take over coaching like everybody wants them to, there's not going to be anything left for the white people. I mean, all the players are black. I mean, the only thing that the whites control is the coaching jobs. Now, I'm not being derogatory about it, but that's all that's left for them. The black talent is beautiful. It's great. It's out there. So the only thing left for the whites is a couple coaching jobs.
Yeah, maybe we need to get more black coaches.
Oh, it's all right with me.
Okay, well,
I'm sure that they'll take over that pretty soon, too.
WRC was apparently flooded with complaint calls after...
He's telling the truth. Am I become your enemy because I give you the truth? That's why vocab is so mad at us, because we're telling the truth. That's why he's got to regroup. They went through this and go to this and they go into here. Now you got vocab going to the Greek. Now when you take the Greek word, see that phrase right there, but you got to take that word. Y'all are losing bad. Y'all are losing bad. But you heard it, so this is for you. This butt's for you, Jimmy. Jimmy's in the spiritual, and I guarantee you, he's a Jake. I could be wrong, but I guarantee he told the truth. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that. This is before you, brother. This was back in 1988. Most of y'all brothers weren't even born. Okay, so let's come back. You got the white. You got Guy Smiley over here. Here we go. He just told the truth. See, when you're on TV, you cannot tell the truth. You gotta say what they want you to say. You know, he told he's a man up in age. He said, I'm telling the truth. He said, man, look, we got to equalize sports in general because Jake is going to take over everything. They taking over every goddamn thing. The only thing going to be left for white men are coaching jobs. All right? And they don't win games. The players win games. So he said, and then, I'm going to stretch this thing out, brother. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to this again. This controversial statement, which he told the truth, but they deemed it as racist, which it was racist. We're talking about race. He told the truth. So you can't tell the truth around Esau. You got to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, pretty soon they're going to have to equalize it for the blacks, for the Greeks, the Jews, and for everybody. I mean, let's make it equal for everybody, you know.
And is it equal? What about in sports?
Well, they've got everything. If they take over coaching like everybody...
If who takes over coaching? So-called black people. Because NFL, NBA, boxing, who dominate? Hey, the only white boy that have a dominant role in boxing is in Russians. A lot of them Russians are Greek. Those are the Scythians. Paul spoke about that.
He wants them to. There's not going to be anything left for the white people. I mean, all the players are black. I mean, the only thing that the whites control is the coaching jobs. Now, I'm not being derogatory about it, but that's all that's...
He's telling the truth, and he gets fired for telling the truth. Like you got your chick. She puts a dress on. She said, "Do I look fat in this dress? Be honest." Yeah, you look fat. You ain't getting none that night. You sleeping on the couch. So don't tell the truth to women. Sugarcoat that shit. Esau's a fucking woman.
What's left for them? The black talent is beautiful. It's great. It's out there.
Yeah.
But, you know, the only thing left for the whites is a couple coaching jobs.
Yeah, maybe we need to get more black coaches, don't we?
Oh, it's all right with me.
Okay, well,
I'm sure that they'll take over that pretty soon, too.
I'm sure that the blacks will take over the coaching. Remember the big controversy with quarterbacks. They always a white guy. It's a quarterback because a black guy, they can run, they can block. You know, they can have various positions. They can be wide receivers. But no, you can't. No, they can't be quarterbacks because you need brain to be a quarterback. Now you got all these Jakes in the quarterbacking position, because that was racist in itself. A black man is not capable of being a quarterback because he didn't have the intelligence. So y'all heard it. They'll probably take this video down because of this. These Edomites were. What hurt him was he told the truth. He told the truth. That's all I want. Now, let me come over here. Okay, so let's come over here. I'm gonna let this play. Then I'm gonna close it. Listen up.
Finished with a flourish there, and didn't she just do so very well?
Okay, so this chick she lost the first couple of sets, and she ultimately won. She's the new Serena Williams.
To handle a moment when 5-3 down in the opening sets of this one, no love lost.
Now this Edomite she fucking enraged. She's pissed the fuck off. In her mind, she's saying, "You fucking nigga, you fucking nigga, you." That show you the true nature. The thing about Esau is they can shake your hand. How you doing? And in their mind, he's saying, "You fucking nigga, you fucking nigga, you."
Between these two.
She's pissed the fuck off. Oh, big leg, big thigh Edomite woman. Big back Edomite woman. Hey, dude, look at her thighs. She got some big old thighs, too. So she's letting her feelings show. She pretty much wants to say, "Shut, nigga. And they're booing. They're booing. fucking sore loser, you. You big head, sore losing bitch. Now watch. They're gonna ask her, what did she just say?
One thing you know for sure, Taylor Sands ain't for backing down.
Not at all. You can see that emotion coming out of Taylor.
Them big old thighs. You know how brothers like the big old thighs.
The entire court on court 11. Taylor egging it on. You'd love to see that competitive fight. All she's been through.
Taylor, congratulations. Fiery match start to finish. We'll get to it all. Can you fill us in on the conversation you were having with Yelena out there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean...
So you can understand why Jake was so riled up, right? She said she got no class, she's got no education. That's what she said to her. And that...
She called her everything but a child of God. I'm surprised she didn't say, look, nigga. That's what she wanted to say. That was in her brain. She wanted to say nigga, but she filtered the nigga out. She said, nigga.
What happens when you're outside of New York, outside of America, right? So that's why Jake was so riled up to that devil. So, but for that Edomite, right? So that was a reminder, right, of their lineage inferiority, right? Of Esau's lineage inferiority.
One shall be stronger than the other. That includes the women. That's why Jake then took over the NBA, the NFL, boxing, every sport that they get into. They dominate it. But why? Go back to what Jimmy the Greek said. He said, we got to do something about that. He said, the blacks are taking over everything. He said, because they're far more superior than y'all.
Inferiority. That was a complete reminder of inferiority against Jake, all right? Because that Edomite chick, she's like one of the top 10 players in the world, all right? Whereas this Jake chick is not up in those high rankings, but she completely annihilated her. She wiped the floor with her, not once, but twice. Twice she did yesterday.
I beat her here in Canada, outside the U.S. I beat her in New York, outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
That's right. And then the Edomite came with some bullshit thing. She put this post up on her Twitter saying it was just a small update about the match today. Often the match, I told my opponent that she was very disrespectful, that she had a netball in a very deciding moment, and I didn't say any, and she didn't say sorry. She didn't have to say sorry. There's no rules in tennis, whether it's the US Open, Wimbledon, the French Open, Australian Open. There are no rules in tennis that says you have to say sorry or make any kind of gesture if you get a point when the ball, when they call it like it's a netball, when the ball hits the net and just tips over and drops on the other side. You don't have to say anything. You just keep on playing. You cheer it on, right? Because you won that point. This is what that devil was upset about. Right? This is what she's trying to use. Sorry. This is the point she's trying to use to say why she said what she said. That's what Esau does, right? Esau comes up with some kind of excuses. It'll either be mental health or alcohol, or a family member died recently, or I've got an injury, a past injury that started to show up and flare up again. And
no excuses in sports. Just play the game.
Some sort of bullshit excuse for their wickedness. It's just, you see, what they're learning, and what they should know by now is that
now this Edomite chick, she could be a Jake, but she thinks she looks like an Edomite, therefore she's a white person. So we don't know. You know, Jakes that look like pass for Edomites, and they think they really Edomites. They act like Edomites. They take on the gestures of Edomites. You know, but hey, Jimmy the Greek,
inferior to the children of Israel in everything where there's a fair playing field, and even if the playing field ain't fair, we always exceed these devils. But when they're exposed,
UFC, who's taking over the UFC? Them Russian, them people from Chechnya, different parts of Russia, and Jake. you got white boys in there as contenders, but who dominates the UFC? Jake. Jake is taking shit over. Jake is taking shit. Them Latin tribes, Judah, Benjamin. There's one fighter. Somebody helped me out. They interviewed him, and he said all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I forget the brother's name. A UFC fighter. A couple of them called on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So we got gladiators that believe in this truth. It's beautiful, man. We're living in a very exciting time.
Like this. They can't suffer it. So she went complete fucking mental on her. Alright? So she said, these are some of the rules in tennis which most of the players follow, and it was first time ever that this happened to me on tour. It is not a rule in any major what do they call it? Like a major tennis event. It's not a rule in any of them. It's not a rule in the US Open. It's not a rule in Wimbledon. It's not a rule in the Australian Open. It's not a rule in the French Open. It's not a rule. So she's absolutely, and this is what Esau does. They will tell a lie and hope that if it's said enough times, people will believe that, oh yeah, it's a rule. It's not a rule whatsoever. So she's trying to say there are some rules in tennis which most of the players follow, all right? And it was first time ever that this happened to me on tour. If she plays in her homeland, it doesn't mean that she can behave and do whatever she wants. Oh my gosh, you see how this devil tried to turn the tables? This is how this devil tried to turn the tables, all right? But that's how Esau works. But what she don't know, what she don't realize, that she come up against an Israelite, all right? And we are the salt of the earth. The scripture says, right? Hold on. The scripture says, Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, all right? Yahweh, thy power, has chosen thee, Israel, you Jakes out there, all right, to be a special people unto himself, above, not equal to, or below, or inferior to, superior to. That's what above means. You're superior to all people that are upon the face of the earth, right? That's why she got an ass whipping yesterday. It says, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than
And we know that those Jays, although some of them are Jake, I have to say that, but Jays as a whole, for the most part, they don't dominate anything. No creativity. If those people over there, them 48ers, were the people, the special people of the Most High, all the music would come out of there. All American music came from Jake, even European music, Baroque, classical, that was all Jake. But they whitewashed individuals such as Beethoven, he was a Jake. Amadeus, Amadeus, that's Beethoven, he's back with us, that's Stevie Wonder. Amadeus, Wolfgang, what's his full name? Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He was German. Who was controlling Germany at that time? It was Jake. The whitewash, all that. Mozart came back as Prince. Now, if I had met Prince, I would have saw. I said, you know who you were in the previous life. He would say, no, I know you're gonna let me know. You know how he talks. And stiff upper lip. I would say, you're Amadeus, you're Mozart, and he said, that makes sense. I'm gonna look it up. That's why he had all that music in him. They got nothing. He was placed upon this earth by the Most High to make music. Beethoven, Mozart. That's why when they came back with all this music in them, man. And like Babyface, I believe he's Tchaikovsky, if I'm saying his name right. Some of them great, you know. You listen to all the songs that Babyface did. There's a lot of songs that you listen to that Babyface wrote the lyric to the songs. So he could have sung all them songs, man. Even Stevie Wonder, when the first time you heard a Babyface, what's the song? If I can sing it, I Need You in the Scariest Way. If I've got the lyrics right, because I fuck up the lyrics, but I believe it's I Need You in the Scariest Way. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. That's a bad cut. Let me show y'all something. Let's see if the whatchamacallit. Let me see if I got the title right. Babyface, I Need You in the Scariest Way. I love you, baby. Wait a minute. Love you, baby. Between us, for love was too deep in our hearts. Yeah, that's a song. That's a bad cut. That's a bad cut. I love you, baby. Give me a second. Let me do this. Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. I want to see if that's the song. Come on now. Okay, that's the song. That's the song. I'm trying to stop it. Fair use. Babyface, I love you, baby. Now, the first time Stevie Wonder, the great Stevie Wonder, Beethoven in a previous life, the first time he heard that song, he didn't know who Babyface was. And he started, rocking his head. You know how he rocks his head with the glasses on, with the shades on and clapping. And he said, who that? He said, who that? Who that? And they said that was Babyface. Actually, they came together. You know. Let me do this. Babyface. Let me do it this way. Babyface and Stevie Wonder. Babyface and Stevie Wonder. Okay. How Come, How Long? They won a Grammy in 1998. It was Babyface and Stevie Wonder that got together. Stevie Wonder ain't gonna play with no loser, man. But like I said, the first time he heard Babyface is when he sang that song, I Need You, what is it? I Love You, Baby, right? I love you, baby. That's a bad, matter of fact, brother, when I do my walk, that's going to be one of the songs. And I played it, I put the earphones on. Give me a second. That's classic Babyface right there. You know who's a better singer than Babyface? His brother, Kevin. It was his Kevin Edmonds. That dude can sing. Let me see. Let's see if it comes up, because I'm gonna make a copy of it, and then I'm gonna switch it over to MP3. Boom. So when I do my walk, that's gonna be one. And when I play this, I'll loop it. I'll loop this bad boy. I think Apostle Ramlad had gave me a best of Babyface. I'm gonna check my my thumb drives. Yeah, the best of Babyface. You got to have the best. Anyway, give me a second, y'all. All right, so anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. on to the next Shalom.